Our next workout is for the shoulder, the elbow, and still the thoracic spine. It's really all combined. Once again, if you're that person that sits over a desk, you're sitting over a computer all day long, you're going to find that those shoulders get rounded forward, which again can create a lot of neck issues, upper back issues, and really make your life miserable. Now, if you think about a lot of times for shoulder rehabilitation, which is one way to do it, is to grab a tube and do this, all right? But we're not really pulling in the friends to get that shoulder to move. If you think about it, everything that we've done in our workout so far has been rotation. So if you think about it, take your right foot, balance on your left, and just simply rotate out. Where's your shoulder going? I mean, your shoulder is actually moving with your torso, right? Does that feel better than doing this motion here? To me, this is a very unnatural motion to do, to go into external rotation. But when I add the body with it, it feels really good. Now, I know myself with a lot of my clients that have had rotator cuff injuries, even if they're basically bandaged in, we still can get rotation out of that shoulder, even if there's no movement, if you will, in the arm itself. So what makes this program really cool is that even if you have like shoulder issues like I do on my left side, this kind of motion, just to isolate it doesn't feel good, but to integrate it feels great, So that's what our plan is right now, is integration versus isolation. So let's talk about that first exercise. If you were to balance on your left foot, we're going to kind of focus right now on the right shoulder. So if you were to simply do rotation here, you're going to start to feel this shoulder start to open up. Now, if you were to take the arm and just take it a little bit more shoulder height, you're going to notice, without forcing anything, where's your elbow going? It's going basically from flexion to extension. This might translate to somebody who's a pitcher, somebody who's a soccer player, because it's getting the hip to open up, but it's also getting the shoulder up to open up. So if you were to take this arm a little bit higher, now you're going to also feel this in the upper back. So it's here. So just give me a reach from here to here and cross over. And if you lose your balance, don't worry about it. Now, you could fix the hip and do this. It doesn't really work as well. You really want to move around your left hip. So move around it. Good. A couple more times. Like I'm already starting to get fatigue actually in my right shoulder more than anywhere right now. Good, and come on in. So now you might notice on the other side, like me, I'm kind of gunked up in my right hip. So for me, this exercise is great also for the hip. It integrates opening up the hip, but it really starts to integrate your thoracic spine and your shoulder. So you're here. Now let's kind of go shoulder height a little bit, shoulder height. And especially too, if you do sports like water skiing like I do this one before I ever get out on my ski. Why? Because it opens up the chest. So you're just simply adding rotation here. Good. Couple more. And by the way, what are you feeling in your ankle? You feel how that ankle's moving? Yes, this could also be a foot and ankle exercise too. See how it's all combined? It's so cool. Last one, and go ahead and come on in. So automatically, your elbow just opened up. I know that we think about, okay, let's just do our bicep curls to try to get these big guns going on here, but really how functional is it to have short, tight biceps when you have to reach and pick something up and put it in the shelf? This requires shoulder mobility. And a lot of times athletes have shoulder issues because they get so gunked up and so tight. Now, go ahead and take your left hand on the wall. And so what you're going to do again, so you're going to take your body and move it around the shoulder. So you're going to drive your hips basically in rotation and keep the hand up on the wall. Keep the hand up on the wall. So it's similar to what we just did, but you're driving your hips around the shoulder, which I know sounds crazy, but this is really what we're doing. So once again, just notice what you feel here. This is getting opened up. So for a lot of people, they might say that's too intense. Then simply take your hand down and do the same thing. Same thing, is moving your body around your shoulder rather than your shoulder around your body. Good, 2 more times, 1 more time, last one, good, and come in. So again, with the other side, so all you're doing is opening up. So you're balancing right now on your right leg and you're just opening up. Once again, you can take that hand a little bit higher and start to gently move around your shoulder. So you're here. Let your head go in the same direction. Good. And 3. Good. And 2. One more time and come in. So that actually should have really kind of felt good on the shoulder because it got it to open up. So if you've got some 2-pound weights, or water bottles will work just great too. But I kind of like my little weights. Now, I remember in the day we used to say, oh yeah, those little weights won't do anything. But I'm here to tell you, you can most definitely train your shoulders with a light weight, pain-free. Again, this is not about going, oh my gosh, I'm going to push to the point of pain. So let's take our left foot out in front and our right foot behind. So your elbows are soft, and I want you to simply drive your arms to the ceiling. So basically we're going to stay here. As you press your arms to the ceiling, you're going through shoulder flexion. So as you do, kind of reach your head to the ceiling, and you're going to go, wow, I'm starting to lengthen also my right hip flexor. How cool is that? So go ahead and reach to the ceiling as though you're punching a hole through the ceiling. Reach. Again, too intense. Set your weights down, limit your range of motion. All right, now from here, that person that sits over a desk, I wouldn't spend a lot of time here, but I'd say, now you're gonna rotate. So now you're gonna rotate behind you. So as you do this motion here, start to open up again through your chest. So this gets your shoulders into that external rotation. Good. Keep going. You've got about 4 more to go. Reach, reach. Reach. 2 more to go. 1 more to go. Good. Last one and come in. This gets everything opened up. Now, if you wanted to also make that more dynamic, you can add that lunge to it. Your lunge to it. That's an option. But really right now I'm concentrating on your shoulders. So your left foot is out in front, okay? And now go ahead and reach to the ceiling with the left arm. Now the right. As you reach, you're loading your abdominals. You're loading your abdominals to lengthen. So punch to the ceiling, come in. Reach to the ceiling, come in. Good. And again, good. 2 more times. 1 more time. Now add that rotation. Rotate. Good. Rotate. And rotate. And again, too intense. Don't use handheld weights. Just try to do this motion, if you can, just without any resistance. 2 more. Good. 1 more time, last one, and come in. So you probably felt the intensity by adding a little bit of resistance. Now, classical shoulder training is all this stuff here, but if you think about it, when in life do we do that? What do we do in life? We carry bags on our side. So it's important to say, okay, what can I do that's going to simulate, if you will, what I might be doing in life? Reaching and picking things up. So by adding this weight, gravity's taking my left arm down. So keep your right leg in front, reach across with the left. Reach across. Good. 4 more. Reach across. Good. And 3. Good. And 2. Yes, it's core training. And 1. Switch sides. You're reaching down to get the bag of groceries. Reach and come up. Reach and come up. Good. And again, 4 more. Good. And 3. Good. And 2. 1 more time. And in. So you might be going, okay, that's so cool because it's integration versus isolation. It really is. The health of the shoulder is so important. It's so important. Go ahead and just set your weights down. Now, we've been doing a lot of rotation with our shoulder here, but let's talk about what it feels like to take the shoulder basically up into extension. So same thing, feel as though you're holding on to something, all right? So you're here, and you're simply gonna keep it here and drive the hips around the shoulder. So it's here. So this shoulder is just getting opened up. So you're here, come center. So once again, if you wanted to use the wall, or you have something to hold on to, do it. So right here, you're just moving your thoracic spine around your right shoulder. Again, if it's too intense, simply bend the elbow. So you're moving that body around the shoulder. Good. Couple more times. one more time, and in. So imagine if you're a volleyball player, where is that motion coming from? It's coming from an open hip, or if you're a tennis player, it's coming from here. And so again, all this motion on machines is shortening and tightening you up here. So there's a really good reason, if you will, that you're tight in your shoulder. So from here, just again, rotate to your right, keep your left arm up. Just rotate around, good. This is again, a whole exercise routine I do before I water ski. If I didn't, I wouldn't ski very well. So rotate and come in. Let's do 4 more, good. And 3, good. And 2, one more time, and come in. So once again, you can use the resistance of the wall, and again, moving your torso around with the shoulder up more in extension. But that time we had the arm here versus here, and there is a slight amount of difference. So you should actually feel pretty open in the thoracic spine and in your shoulder. So if you wanted to go back and do some classical shoulder exercises, if you will, like with dumbbells or whatever the case may be, think about doing this afterwards for the health of your shoulder so that your shoulder is more pain-free. And by all means, when you're sitting over a desk all day long, get up and do some of this rotational movement. Move your body around your shoulders so that if you're sitting all day long, that you don't experience any pain in your shoulders. So I hope you feel better after this little routine. And this routine is really geared towards that person for sure who's sitting over a desk all day long, and it gets you to open up.